Coming right up, a special edition of Straight Talk on the International Facilities Management Foundation. Our guest tonight, Jeff Tafel, Executive Director of the IFMA Foundation, Zig Wu, a Scholarship Award recipient from the Foundation, and Jennifer Corbett-Shramo, Chair of the IFMA Foundation, as we continue our 21st anniversary year.
Closed captioning provided by Scan Health Plan. Straight Talk is brought to you in part by Southern California Edison. For over 100 years, life powered by Edison. The Press Telegram, your local news leader for over 100 years.
Join us for tonight's edition of Straight Talk. And now your host, Art Levine.
Good evening and welcome to Straight Talk. We have a great show for you tonight focused on the IFMA Foundation. That's the International Facilities Management Association Foundation. Our first guest is the Executive Director of the Foundation, Jeff Tafel. Jeff, welcome to our show.
Thanks, it's a pleasure being here.
Tell us what the IFMA Foundation is all about.
Well, we're all about the facility management profession and building tomorrow's workforce for facility management today. And the way that we do that is by encouraging colleges and universities around the world to start teaching facility management, not only to offer 2-year, 4-year, or graduate level degrees in the profession, but to go through our accreditation process.
And just for the record, facilities management is running the operations of a business, cleaning,
Absolutely.
Energy, the whole ball of wax.
Yeah, taking care of the building.
Taking care of the building.
Well, you know what's really interesting, what I've learned about facility managers, what they're most interested in, not so much taking care of the building, but the people that are working inside of it. And so most facility managers are very caring people. They want to make the organization more productive and successful. And ultimately, they're really caring for the people that are inside the building.
Now, IFMA is the organization that does a lot of the training and conferences and continuing education. The foundation, which you're in charge of, is kind of the charitable arm of this thing. And you do, you work with colleges and higher education, you give out scholarships, and you do research, support research.
We do. And all those areas are so important to the future of this profession. And I think on your last show, when you had Tony on with you, that you may have mentioned that this is probably one of the neatest professions you may have never heard of, and it's so important. And it's exciting to see that the profession's getting more notice. But what we really need to do is make sure that facility management becomes a career of choice. We want students to know wherever they are in that career decision-making phase of their life, whether it's in high school or maybe they're an undeclared student at a college, to consider facilities management.
Doctor, lawyer, or facilities manager.
That's
those are
exactly
the big
where we want to
three.
be. We want to be thought of, top-of-mind awareness with all of those, and having a good accreditation program. And I know a lot of folks don't know what that is. What that means is basically we work with the colleges and universities to make sure that the curriculum and what the kids are going to be leaving school with their degree, that it means something, and that it meets the high standards that the that the foundation has set along with the association.
And our guest in the next segment, Zig, was a graduate of the Cornell program, which has a very robust facility management program.
Absolutely. I mean, it's great to have a school like Cornell, an Ivy League school, on our roster of accredited programs. We've got 26 universities around the world, 29 degrees that have been accredited. There's a lot more to come. But it's exciting to have schools like Cornell.
And the current occupants of facility management job are often people that just kind of drifted into them from other occupations and did not have the benefit of the professional training that you're trying to expand.
Yeah, they come from all walks of life, and it's great to hear the stories about how people ended up in facility management and they love it so much. But we all know that as our buildings continue to get more complex and more technical, it takes a lot more education, expertise, and knowledge to run the buildings that we're not only building today, but as we remodel them and put in more high-tech systems. It's going to take a much more sophisticated education to do the job well.
And there also is a strategic element to facilities management where you can save the company costs.
Oh, absolutely. And not only save money, but also do good things for the environment. I mean, sustainability really hits home with the facility manager. It's ultimately their responsibility to make sure that that building is operating in an economic or environmentally responsible way.
So there's an increasing focus on the green environment, using solar for energy, generating part of your own electrical needs with solar roofs and so forth.
Yeah, that can all come into play, and it's certainly an area that all of our colleges and universities touch on.
And you collaborate, as you mentioned, with universities, and you're trying to expand the number of universities that offer FM programs.
Yeah, we are very excited to see how many schools are becoming aware of the profession and contact us for more information to go through the accreditation process. It's our hope that within a few years we'll be talking about 80 or more than 100 schools around the world that have accredited degree programs.
And your foundation actually grants scholarship aid to some of the graduating students.
Exactly. Now, students don't have to be at an accredited school. If they're studying facility management or a related field, they can apply to the foundation for a scholarship. Last year, we were just thrilled to award a record 43 scholarships worth of about $165,000 to those students. And not only that, but we also paid for them to get a fully expense-paid trip to our annual conference. And they got to immerse themselves for 3 full days in the profession that they're going to school for.
That's wonderful. Well, if you're turned on a bit by FM and you know someone who has a young man or woman going through school or entering school, you should brief them on the potential of FM. At the end of this and the other segments, we'll put up the the IFMA Foundation website and telephone number if you want to get more information.
Absolutely.
So we will be back with more of our show, and we will meet this young man, Zig Wu, who has quite a background and has a passion for FM you won't want to miss. We'll be right back after these messages.
Supported by Edison International. Californians are getting to be old hands at year-round energy conservation, part of our special awareness of the resources we all depend on. We're making the change to energy-efficient light bulbs, keeping warm weather thermostats set to a comfortable 78 degrees, and giving major appliances the afternoon off. Because when it comes to energy conservation, it all adds up. Life, powered by Edison.
At the Port of Long Beach, we're not only delivering jobs, smart ideas, and forward-thinking environmental initiatives, we're also delivering opportunity for all of Southern California. Oh, and a clearer horizon line. To learn more, go to POLB.com, the Port of Long Beach, thinking outside the docks.
Hello, I'm Jessica Hardy, a proud Long Beach native and a member of the USA Swimming national team. Having spent much of my life in water, I've developed a deep appreciation for the valuable role that this precious resource plays in our lives. In recent years, California's water supply has become unreliable. To address this reality, Long Beach residents have dramatically reduced their water use through permanent lifestyle changes. In doing so, Long Beach has made itself a leader in water conservation. As I work hard to achieve my personal goal of qualifying for the 2012 Summer Olympics, I encourage you to continue your tremendous efforts to use water in smart and responsible ways. So join me and your fellow Long Beach residents in strengthening the water conservation movement. By making small but significant changes in our water use habits, together we can ensure that we have a reliable water supply for many generations to come.